And now, the general weather around Alaska.
First graphic up today showing the thunderstorm outlook for today and this evening here. And you can see isolated thunderstorms, or actually scattered thunderstorms, Arctic coast down into the northern interior valley, especially the Koyukuk Valley into the Yukon Flats there, with isolated thunderstorm activity possible all the way down to the central and eastern Alaska range. And then for tomorrow, isolated thunderstorms either side of the Yukon River here, all the way down into the lower Yukon River Valley, northern Kuskokwim Mountain areas, and then along the Alaska range. And the outlook for Sunday, about the same here in the interior, central eastern interior, and possibly all the way down to the eastern Yukon Delta. Could be some isolated thunderstorm activity there. And also a little bit farther south here, just north of Prince William Sound, so that probably includes Copper Center, Gulkana, and Glen Ellen in those areas, and of course Paxson on up into the eastern interior. And for the fire danger forecast for Saturday, extreme up here over the Yukon Flats, with high to very high fire danger from the the Tanana Valley around Fairbanks there westward out into the Seward Peninsula, and also the Copper River Basin, a pretty good area of high to very high fire danger there. An expanding area in the Susitna Valley due to warmer temperatures expected tomorrow. And from there, looking at satellite imagery, clouds here right through the central interior, kind of back from the western Arctic coast all the way down actually to Kodiak Island, and a little bit of clearing to the east and a little bit of clearing to the west here, but still mostly cloudy skies along the southwest coast with a narrow band of rain due to this persistent low pressure area out here over the Bering Sea, not moving much and slowly weakening, still south to north flow there. And some showers here tracking across the eastern Aleutians into the Alaska Peninsula. On the chart today, thunderstorms developing over the western Arctic coast into the Brooks Range and over the central interior here around the mid-Yukon River Valley areas. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with some sun breaks here across southern Alaska with light winds into the North Gulf Coast. And a fair day over the Panhandle. Still a narrow band of light rain along the Nunivak Island area, Yukon Delta coast, St. Mary's up to the western Seward Peninsula, into St. Lawrence Island, down across the Pribilofs, and mostly cloudy skies, areas of rain, fog, and drizzle from the eastern Aleutians out to Adak and Atka. And this system down to the south tonight pushes off to the east, but may nudge enough moisture northward to bring a chance of rain across Dixon Entrance into southern Prince of Wales Island, Heidelberg, and the lesser chance there for Craig and Klawock. Otherwise fair for the Panhandle, fair southern Alaska, fair in the interior, and diminishing thunderstorms up here over the Brooks Range, upper Yukon Valley to the North Slope areas, and an area of rain here as this low here really weakens now into a trough and finally drops out of the picture. Still an area of precipitation from Nunivak Island linking up with this low center near the eastern Aleutians, spreading in over the Alaska Peninsula and up toward Kodiak Island. By tomorrow, looks like kind of a wet, rainy day for Kodiak, Bristol Bay, the southwest coast, and the eastern Aleutians with partly to mostly sunny skies. Warmer temperatures here for the Susitna Valley, south central Alaska, 75 to 80 in those areas, and 70 to 75 for the Kenai Peninsula, over to Yakutat, some sunshine possible. And that front to the south tonight of the Panhandle really weakens, washes out over the southern areas, but will hold together enough to bring cloudy skies and occasional light rain into the central southern southeast coast with lesser precipitation up to the north. And the outlook for Sunday, weak low off the south coast there. The Panhandle keeps a threat of showers going in that area, and maybe some sun breaks up to the north. Partly sunny skies across southern Alaska with isolated showers and even more isolated thunderstorms developing over the mountainous terrain, with some light rain for Kodiak Island. Could slide up along the southern Kenai Peninsula area, maybe spilling into Kamishak and Resurrection Bays a little bit there, or Kachemak Bay. And periods of light rain, fog, and drizzle for the Alaska Peninsula with showers for the eastern Aleutians. And looking at the lows for tonight, in the 50s in the interior and mostly in the upper 40s and lower 50s across southern Alaska. Otherwise, the Arctic coast already falling into the 30s at late afternoon today for Barrow and Wainwright. And highs tomorrow, Arctic coast 40s to lower 50s, cooler for the North Slope, continuing that cooling trend down from the temperatures near 90 yesterday to upper 70s today and more in the 60s tomorrow, with 80 to 85 over the central and eastern interior areas, and 75 to 80 for the Matanuska Valley, lower 70s for the Anchorage area, near 80 in the Copper River Basin, lower 70s northern Panhandle, 60 to 65 down to the south. And the lows for Sunday morning, 30s for the Arctic coast and 40s for the North Slope to the Brooks Range, mostly in the 50s, mid to upper in some cases for the central interior, and 50s all the way down to the North Gulf Coast and the Panhandle. That'll be followed by highs 80 to 85 central and eastern interior, and 70 to 75, or in the 70s again for the Susitna Valley, Copper River Basin, a little cooler, mid 70s there, and 60s for the southeast coast, 50s for Kodiak Island, cooler 40s out over the Bering Sea and the Aleutians.